Good evening, and welcome to the Fall 2016 FCPS Retirement Ceremony. I'm Chase Ramey, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. It is a great pleasure to be here to honor our retirees. Tonight, we celebrate the incredible talent and memorable moments of our retirees, including one retiree who began driving a bus for Fairfax County Public Schools the year I was born. People are going to start working longer. I'm not going to be able to say that much longer. While our retirees are clearly the focus of tonight's celebration, I would like to begin by introducing some special guests. First, we have several members of our school board who will be congratulating you tonight. I would like to ask each board member to stand as I call your name. Janie Strauss, Vice Chairman, Drainsville District. Ryan McElveen, Member at Large. Ilion Moon, Member at Large. Dahlia Palchek, Providence District. Additionally, we have several members of our leadership team here tonight. Dr. Karen Garza, Superintendent of Schools. Dr. Steve Lockhart, Deputy Superintendent. Marty Smith, Chief of Staff. Susan Quinn, Chief Operating Officer. Mary Beth Luftglass, Assistant Superintendent for Information Technology. Kristen Michael, Assistant Superintendent for Financial Services. Douglas Tyson, Assistant Superintendent, Region 1. And Fabio Zuaga, Assistant Superintendent, Region 2. Later in the ceremony, the members of the leadership team will honor our retirees by reading their profiles. But next, we'd like to honor the friends, family members, principals, and supervisors who are here and supporting our retirees as they gave their time, talent, and energy to the children of Fairfax County. Would you please stand so that we can thank you? Of course. A special thank you to several other individuals who helped make tonight special. David Goldfarb, the principal of this fantastic school, and his amazing staff for all of their support. The FCPS food service team, who always provides a very delicious spread. Keith Owens and the jazz guitar combos from West Springfield High School who performed during the reception. Of course. We have such talented students, it's always nice to hear them play. Members of the HR team who worked behind the scenes providing logistical support this evening. And finally, I'd like to thank the retirement committee members and volunteers who worked hard to make this evening special. It takes a lot of effort, and they do it because they love doing it and they love honoring their colleagues. I'm extremely proud of all of them. Now, to our guests. Whether your career path led you to be a bus driver, a food service worker, custodian, teacher, administrator, or to serve in one of the many other instructional or support positions, you have all played an integral role in the success of Fairfax County Public Schools. You have all made a difference in the lives of our students, which makes you part of our story, the FCPS story. You will always be a member of our family, not just for the work you've accomplished, but for the legacy you leave behind. And just to remind you of this, you'll get a check from us every month. Which brings me to my next honored guest I'd like to introduce, Jean Carr, the Executive Director of the ERFC. Jean, please stand. Hey, there she is. Jean, thank you for all that you do. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Karen Garza.
Thank you, Chase. This is a very special evening. I want to congratulate each and every one of you. This is a special event, and it's one of our favorite events, not because you're leaving because we don't want you to leave, but because it's a celebration of your wonderful contributions in this great school system. Again, I want to thank Dr. Ramey and our entire HR team, the wonderful faculty and staff here at Fairfax High School. The food was great, wasn't it? I mean, it's always nice to be treated like that, right? And again, I welcome all of our special guests, certainly our retirees, because you are our special guests tonight. And I also welcome your loved ones here. I had the opportunity to meet some of you and just want to know how much we appreciate you and glad to have you here tonight. You all have contributed in your own special way with your unique talents in our mission of serving children. With your service to this organization, you have touched the lives of countless hundreds and maybe even thousands of young people. Have you added it up? I bet some of you have, haven't you? Myra, did you add it up? It's a lot. It's a lot. So some of you are retiring from the classroom. Some of you are retiring from support roles, maybe school administration. I know Kathy from school administration, transportation, food service. It takes so many dedicated people in varied roles and with varied responsibilities, each playing a critical and very important role so that we're able to realize our mission, this very important mission that we have of serving each and every child in our county. For all of you and your many contributions, we are very grateful. Your retirement signals an important change in your life, and I know that these transitions can sometimes be difficult. So when you leave the classroom or you leave whatever role you have, sometimes it's kind of bittersweet, isn't it? It is hard to leave these children and students that we love so much, our colleagues that we have become our second families in many cases, the network and all the wonderful friends that you've developed throughout FCPS. But we know these transitions are difficult. I too am going through a transition, so I also know and can certainly relate to how difficult it is to leave a system that you love so much. So it's kind of bittersweet, isn't it? And so I certainly can relate to that tonight. I hope that in your retirement, you're able to do some of the things that you've been wanting to do and just had not had the time to do. For some of you, I heard tonight, maybe it's quilting or sewing, spending time maybe reading, traveling. I heard some of you have big travel plans, and then I also heard many of you had big plans to spend a lot of quality time with grandchildren. That sounds great, doesn't it? How many of you are going to be spending a lot of time with grandchildren? That's great. That's great. Well, we wish each and every one of you very much joy and fulfillment in your next wonderful phase of your life. We hope that you will remain connected to Fairfax County Public Schools, whether it be by volunteering in classrooms, in some way, shape, or form. We can always use your skills and talents. I will always keep track of FCPS and will always think fondly upon my time here in our school system. I do hope that in this next exciting time in your life that you will always look back fondly on your experience of being a part of the greatest school system in America. I know I certainly will. Again, we thank you for your dedication and service. You are the reason FCPS is a great place to work and a great place to learn for our students. Of course, in the words of William Shakespeare, parting is such sweet sorrow. We wish you each the very, very best. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our school board vice chair to bring greetings on behalf of the school board. I know that some of you noted in the program that Sandy Evans, our board chair, was planning to be here. She had a health emergency and had to take care of that. So we're very, very happy to have Janie Strauss from the Drainsville District and our board vice chair. Please help me welcome Ms. Janie Strauss.
Thank you, Dr. Garza. On behalf of the school board and indeed all the residents of Fairfax County, it is a privilege to congratulate you this evening and, more importantly, to thank you for your years of service to Fairfax County Public Schools. Each of you contributed your individual skills and talents to our schools and the support of our students. We are a team. And you are the reason our school system is one of the nation's best, not just one of the nation's best, is the best. We know. Tonight's retirees have worked a minimum of 6 years and a maximum of 38. You represent every responsibility in FCPS, from the bus drivers who safely transport our students to the building and ground staff and custodians who ensure the school is clean and safe, our food service employees who serve nutritious meals, our teachers, instructional assistants, and specialists who meet every child at their level of learning, and then teach and encourage them to achieve their greatest potential. And of course, our principals who lead and inspire, and our office and central support staff who maintain the infrastructure that supports all of us. In fact, we could start our own school system right here tonight. Would any of you want to sign up again? We could start a whole new school system right here. Ah, no takers. All right. I guess you're committed. You've got other ideas. That's okay. You are looking forward to the days ahead with other plans. During your career, you have given your best, and we value you and acknowledge the important role you played in our success. We will remember you with gratitude, but now it is your turn to pursue the activities that interest you, to rest, reflect, and recharge. You are not just retiring from FCPS, you're also retiring from your commute, your alarm clock, and maybe just a little stress. And you may find you have a new appreciation for winter weather and the snow. The first time a big snowstorm hits and you hear the announcement, FCPS will open 2 hours late, but staff should report on time. Just smile, relax, go back to sleep. You have earned your rest. Congratulations, and thank you on behalf of all of us for the tremendous work you have done for our children. Congratulations and good luck, and have a lot of fun in your next career. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Strauss, for those very kind and thoughtful words. I'd like to ask Dr. Garza and Dr. Lockhart to join me behind the gate and ask the school board members to please come to the front to form a receiving line. While everyone is taking their places, let me provide some background on this evening's proceedings. Each retiree will come up and receive an award when his or her name is called. Retirees will then have their photo taken, followed by congratulations from our school board. We will begin by honoring those retirees with 9 or fewer years of service by presenting them with a certificate of appreciation. We will then honor our colleagues with 10 to 24 years of service with a plaque. And we will conclude this evening by presenting an engraved clock to those honorees with 25 years or more of service to FCPS. Well, it looks like we're set. Fabio Zuloaga has joined me on the stage as he will be our first leadership team member to read profiles this evening. And our first retiree is That's my fault. I read too quickly. Ama Obing.
In 2004, Ama began her journey with FCPS. For over a decade, she has been a dedicated member of the Thomas Jefferson community. Ama's passionate, tenacious, and upbeat attitude brought positive spirit to her team. Although she is sad to leave, she will always have fond memories of her time with the staff, students, and the entire TJ community. Ama is looking forward to a well-deserved retirement spent with family and friends. Congratulations, Ama.
Christeda Datu.
As an instructional assistant for 11 years, Christeta has been an invaluable member of the FCPS family. She brought wisdom and compassion to every situation. Whether it's working with the students, colleagues, or parents, she could always be counted on provide generous support and encouragement. We wish you all the best in your well-deserved retirement. Congratulations.
Susan Pike.
Susan began her career teaching in New York. After 10 years, she returned to school to receive an MFA at Catholic University. For many years, she worked as a professional actress in DC, as an assistant professor at Shenandoah Conservatory. At Westfield, she developed an award-winning theater program whose students garnered multiple CAPI awards and won first place in both Virginia Theater Association and Virginia High School League theater competitions. Presently, Susie has several students working on national tours. Congratulations and all the best on your retirement, Susie.
John Baker.
John spent his career with FCPS, ensuring that students got to and from school safe and sound. He looked forward to seeing the children as much as they looked forward to seeing him. Always willing to lend a helping hand, John will be greatly missed from the school. Thank you for your service and congratulations.
Debbie Anderson.
Deborah started her teaching career at age 50 upon graduating with a master's degree in special education from a joint FCPS George Washington University program. For 14 years, she taught English, special ed, at Herndon High School in a diverse and inclusive setting. Deborah is a parent of a disabled and gifted children. She served on the advisory boards for Special and GT, the task force to establish the Chantilly STEP program, as well as an advocate on behalf of all the schools. Congratulations and all the best on your retirement, Deborah.
Nilofar Chowdhury.
Nilofar worked as an instructional assistant at West Lawn Elementary School for 15 years. She was grade 4th and 5th special education assistant for 9 years and also a library assistant for 5 years. Nilofar is an integral member of the social committee and was a caring mentor for many children and families during her time. Her students may not remember everything she said, but they will remember how special she made them feel. Best wishes on your retirement.
Carrie Douglas.
Carrie never dreamed she would retire from FCPS. She served as a parent volunteer in the office and became an instructional assistant. Carrie says she's grateful for everything that FCPS has meant to her and her family. Thank you for your dedication and service, Carrie.
Barbara Nicolello.
Barbara's co-workers had plenty of nice things to say about her on the occasion of her retirement. They recognized Barbara for her kindness and ability to build outstanding relationships with everyone she met. They admired her for her stamina. She was often seen walking around Oakton Elementary with late students, and they all agreed that they were going to miss her very much. Congratulations, Barbara.
Our next leadership team reader is Mary Beth Lufglass. And our next honoree is Mr. O.
Mr. O says his 15 years of service as a special education teacher were filled with remarkable memories and a gratitude to God for the strength and the spirit of love, benevolence, and care that he extended to all of his students. The job and responsibility of teaching special education students requires devotion, tough love, fairness, and the grace of God. At times it seemed tough and challenging, but it was always a rewarding opportunity. Thank you for your service, Mr. O.
Ellen Rosenthal.
Ellen says, as a middle school art teacher, her job for the past 15 years seemed magical. She would hand out 30 pieces of blank paper, or 30 pieces of clay, or 30 pieces of paperboard, and at the end of the class, she would have 30 masterpieces. As Ellen says, it doesn't get better than that. Congratulations and all the best in your retirement.
Jan Rossmarin.
Jan loved her 15 years with FCPS. She often said being with the county was the best professional thing that had happened to her. During her time here, she taught 6th grade AAP students at Stratford Landing Elementary, 8th grade English at Hayfield Secondary, and most recently, 7th grade English at Carl Sandburg Middle. Besides feeling lucky to have had the privilege of teaching as her passion, Jan loved the connections she made with students and their families through the years. She will miss them all. Thank you for your service, Jan. All the best for you in your retirement.
Andy Tran.
Andy spent the first 5 years of his career at FCPS as a custodian. He was promoted to building supervisor, where he remained until his retirement 10 years later. Andy says he enjoyed his time with FCPS and will miss everyone he has had the honor to work with. Best wishes for your retirement, Andy. Congratulations.
Ruth Woods.
Ruth was recruited by Fairfax County Public Schools in 2001 to work as an English teacher. A year later, she was promoted to instructional coach. In April 2004, she became an assistant principal and then acting principal in 2008. Her knowledge as an instructional leader brought her success through the years and made a great impact on many lives through the initiatives such as Saturday School, Student Achievement, School Improvement, and teacher and student mentorships. Congratulations, Ruth, and best wishes for all you in your retirement.
Deborah Grimmig.
Fun, busy, meet, greet, update, update, update. These few words describe Deborah's job as a registrar and SIS operator for the past 16 years. Whether working with students and parents, teachers, counselors, or support staff, she found her work to be both challenging and fun. Deborah says her job was made easier by coworkers who were professional, dedicated, and fun to be around. They have become her friends, and that, she says, is a blessing. Best wishes and thank you for your service.
Mary Jo Cantor.
Being a military wife and moving from place to place, Mary Jo never knew where she might land. But when her Coast Guard husband moved her family to Fairfax County in 1992, she felt like she truly won the lottery. After many years of volunteering, she was finally able to return to the classroom. Mary Jo says her 16 years as a teacher in Fairfax County Public Schools just zoomed by. But more important than anything, she hopes the lives of the many terrific middle schoolers she had the pleasure to teach were as enriched by her as her life was by them. Thank you for your dedication and service, Mary Jo.
Cheryl Binkley.
Cheryl worked at 2 FCPS schools during her career. She was at Jeb Stewart for the first 13 years and spent the remainder of her career at Marshall High School. She taught most levels of English from special ed to dual enrollment and theater. Cheryl says although she misses the kids, she is enjoying reading more books and fewer essays on weekends. Congratulations, Cheryl.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Our next leadership team reader is Douglas Tyson. And our next honoree is Mary Gibbs.
Mary says working for food services has been a very interesting career. She began as a temporary employee and liked it so much she became a full-time employee and spent her entire 17 years at Langley High School. Mary says having 5 children at home, she was used to always preparing meals and understood that starting every school day with breakfast was a must. Best wishes for your retirement, Mary. Clap for Mary.
James Afram.
James began his career at FCPS in 1996 as a custodian at Markham Elementary. From there, he moved to Fort Belvoir Elementary in 1998 and later became a field custodian where he met many great people and colleagues. James wound up his career at FCPS as an assistant building supervisor at Frost Middle School. Thank you, James, for your service and best wishes on your retirement.
Eileen Dunn.
As a teacher with 20 years of experience, Eileen has been an invaluable member of the FCPS family. She recalls her first year standing in the hallway of one of the 4 elementary schools she worked at, watching the sweet students go by and thinking, you wouldn't even have to pay me to do this job. Whether it's working with students, colleagues, or parents, Eileen could always be counted on to provide generous support and encouragement. We wish you all the best in your well-deserved retirement, Eileen. Take care.
Ida Madrid.
Ida began working for FCPS in 1996. She is happy to have made many memorable friendships at Mount Vernon High School and is most grateful for the kind people she's had as managers. Ida says she has great respect for her colleagues and is grateful for the memories that they have shared over the past 20 years. Best wishes for your retirement, Ida. Congratulations.
Yuku Taka.
Kathy Marcos, former World Languages Department Chair at Falls Church High School, had the following to say about Dr. Taka. It is a great privilege and honor to have worked with Dr. Yoko Taka for 10 years at Falls Church High School. I could not have asked for a more professional, knowledgeable, and caring colleague. Dr. Taka's professional passion has been sharing the Japanese language and culture with young people. In addition to pouring her heart into engaging lesson plans, she took every possible opportunity to involve her students in Japanese cultural events and contests, including the Japan Bowl and the National Japanese New Year's Card Competition. Dr. Taka is an inspiring educator. Her students over the years have pursued their study of Japanese, many even living and working in Japan. In her gentle and caring way, she unfailingly reached out to help all of her students thrive. Congratulations, Dr. Taka!
Our remaining honorees all have at least 25 years of service to FCPS. And the first is from my department, and so I apologize in advance, Peter, for butchering your last name. But Peter Alaporhoritis.
All right, Peter has enjoyed supporting thousands of FCPS employees through the Department of Human Resources for 25 years. From exuberant, expectant mothers to people facing challenging times on medical leave, making a positive difference in people's lives has always been Peter's focus. When Carlin Floyd, the principal at Quanda Road School, nominated Peter for an FCPS Cares recognition, she wrote, Mr. Alipo Haritas promptly responded to my inquiry, worked through my issue with me, and even took it to another step to find another answer within minutes of our conversation. Outstanding work and very much appreciated. Peter says he appreciates the opportunity to have served FCPS. Thank you for your service, Peter, and best wishes for your retirement. Woo! Alipo Haritas.
Peter is really one of the best from our benefits department, and I thank you, Peter. Our next honoree is Kathy Bruce.
Kathy, the principal of Bonnie Bray Elementary School for the past 13 years, was described by a teacher as a breath of fresh air, a shoulder to lean on, an inspiration, a motivator, a positive influence, a believer, and a guiding light. Another teacher and former student said Kathy made Bonnie Bray a place of pure happiness for students and staff. Upon hearing of her retirement, a parent thanked Kathy for her endless joy, happiness, and her contagious smile and energy. Good luck, Kathy, on your retirement. You'll be greatly missed.
Ni Dueng Rat.
Nee started her career at FCPS as a school bus attendant on special education buses, where she remained for 10 years. After that, she became a public health attendant at Key Center School, and 3 years later, she was promoted to public health training assistant, which she did for the past 13 years. Thank you for your service, Nee, and best wishes on your retirement.
Gloria Jones.
Diane Deneen, a special education teacher at Centerville High School and a colleague of Gloria's, had this to say about her. It is my pleasure to have worked with Gloria Jones for 3 years. She is compassionate, and a caring person who easily established a close bond with many students. Gloria enjoyed a great rapport with colleagues and was very generous with her time and ideas. She always had a kind word, and her optimism and sense of humor were uplifting and brightened anyone's day. Gloria leaves a lasting impact on all of her colleagues and students. It was a pleasure working with Gloria, and I wish her the best in her retirement. Congratulations, Gloria.
Thank you, Douglas. Our next leadership team reader is Kristen Michael, and our next honoree is Steve Lee.
Twyla Mack, a retired principal from Old Creek Elementary, had this to say about Steve. Mr. Lee has been an outstanding custodian at Old Creek Elementary for the past 15 years. He was dedicated to the staff and students and always went above and beyond to ensure that the school was a welcoming environment for learning. Mr. Lee greeted each member of the Old Creek family daily with a warm smile and an encouraging word. He amazed us. To Mr. Lee, each challenge was an opportunity. He simply applied his engineering logic and always came up with a workable solution. Mr. Lee was a friend and a confidant to many. He will be missed. Thank you for your dedicated services and best wishes for your retirement.
Kwame Bochi.
Kwame joined Fairfax County Public Schools in 1990 as a custodian 1 and was promoted a year later and continued to work his way through the ranks, being promoted to assistant supervisor and then building supervisor at Fort Belvoir Elementary School, where he remained until his retirement this past September. Thank you for your dedication and service.
Buffy Smith.
As a physical therapist, Buffy says she's been blessed to see many children take their first steps and to have worked with many creative and devoted adults. She would also like to thank her family for their support. Congratulations and best wishes for your retirement, Buffy.
Myra Thayer.
Myra's career as a chemistry teacher at FCPS began when an FCPS librarian encouraged her to apply. Over time, she went from teaching students about chemistry and mathematics to supporting hundreds of teachers in the teaching and learning of science. Myra says she's grateful for an amazing breadth of colleagues who've worked together to keep the main thing the main thing. Thank you for your service and congratulations, Myra.
Sandra Wolfenden.
Sandra says that working as a speech pathologist for over 40 years has been a joy and an adventure, especially in Fairfax. While here, she worked in 23 different schools, 11 of those in a single year. However, in spite of frequently being on the move, Sandra was fortunate enough to meet a 5-year-old boy whose story exemplifies why working with students brought her such joy. The little boy had a severe articulation problem, and he and Sandra worked together for several months. When Christmas time came around, his mother found him lying under the Christmas tree with a big smile on his face. "Why are you so smiley?" she asked. "Because this year I can talk." Best wishes and congratulations on your retirement, Sandra.
We now honor retirees with at least 30 years of experience with FCPS. Florence Ferraro.
Florence says working at FCPS was a divine appointment. She first applied for a position with FCPS in the late 80s, but didn't get the job. So she took a job at Children's Hospital in the Division of Child Protection. Then, at a time when she needed a break from this job, she learned of new openings at FCPS, and as they say, the rest is history. Her expansive career covers everything from preschool evaluations to high school education. Although her love of children brought her to social work, she spent much of her time interviewing and working with parents. Her work and the goddaughter she helped parent taught her how much compassion and love goes into the role of being a parent. Learning never ends. Thank you for your service and best wishes for your retirement.
Christina Yu.
Christina says she's been extremely pleased to work for Fairfax County Public Schools. Christina worked as a custodian for 3 years before being promoted into the science department, processing science kits for the elementary program. It's been a great joy and an honor to have worked for FCPS, she adds. Best wishes and thank you for your dedicated service, Christina.
Dimby Banbury.
Demby spent 23 years at McLean High School as a biology teacher, coach, department chair for science and phys ed, and a full-time assistant activities director. She has coached many sports and won numerous district, regional, and state championships. Demby is a 2-time McLean High School Hall of Fame inductee, along with the National Association of Biology Teachers state winner. She retires from FCPS, having spent the last 9 years teaching leadership at Centerville High and coaching. Thank you for your dedicated service and congratulations on your retirement.
Denise Breen.
One of Denise's former students had this to say about her. When I was in 2nd grade, my teacher, Miss Breen, diagnosed me with a terrible disease. Every day when it was time for math, I needed to go to the nurse. She diagnosed my sickness, mathitis, and worked with me to find a cure. I can't remember what the cure was, but she sure made it work. Since then, math has become my passion, and I can't imagine not loving math. Congratulations on your retirement, Denise.
Thank you, Kristen. Our next LT reader is Marty Smith, and our next honoree is Chris Borcheski.
Chris started in fire protection in the 1980s at the Office of Fire Management. Throughout his career, he has received 25 fire sprinkler systems protection certifications and numerous fire protection awards. In 1997, he was awarded the A. Heath On-Tank Award for merit for managing the testing and replacement of thousands of fire sprinkler heads in the school buildings. In 2001, he was promoted to fire sprinkler supervisor, where he and his staff of 5 were responsible for the inspection and maintenance of the fire sprinkler systems in more than 200 school buildings. Thank you for your dedication and service, Chris, and best wishes for your retirement.
Rosalie Corbin.
Rosalie joined FCPS as a part-time custodian in 1982. She secured a full-time position in 1983, was later promoted to assistant building supervisor, and in 1999 was appointed building supervisor. During her tenure, Rosalie affected the lives of many students, especially juvenile intake students, and was a magnet for students with special needs. She has trained several custodians over the course of her career, many of whom now hold supervisory positions. Congratulations, Rosalie, and best wishes on your retirement.
Linda Seaton.
When Linda began her technology career at FCPS, the Apple II home computer was the first highly successful mass-produced computer. Fast forward 34 years, Linda retires as a school-based technology specialist, and the most successful mass-produced computer is now one you can hold in your hand. What an amazing transition technology has brought to our workplace and to our students' learning, says Linda. She has experienced many shifts in technology in her work and has helped a lot of teachers and students adjust and make the most of the changes in order to enhance their teaching and learning. We all wish you the best in your retirement, Linda.
George Karadakis.
George is an FCPS alumnus. He was a student at Sleepy Hollow and Mantua Elementary, Robert Frost Middle School, and a graduate of Woodson High School. During high school, George worked summers and after school with facilities and transportation services. In 1984, he took a full-time position as a mechanic's helper and worked his way through the ranks to become a supervisor of the equipment repair facility for the Office of Facilities Management. George won 3 state and 1 national vocational industrial Clubs of America competitions, now known as Skills USA, and was recognized by the FCPS School Board and the Governor of Virginia for these accomplishments. Congratulations on your retirement, George.
Brenda Knitter.
Brenda is proud of her career at FCPS and the many aspects it entailed. She mentored many physical education teachers, worked with wonderful colleagues and administrators, and is grateful to be part of such a caring and supportive community. Brenda is a lifelong learner who has spent 41 years in education. She is retiring after 35 years at FCPS, 25 of which were dedicated to Gunston Elementary School. She says, once an eagle, always an eagle, and now this eagle is looking forward to some midweek skiing. Have fun skiing, Brenda. We wish you the best in your retirement.
David Mayo.
David says when he started in 1982, bus drivers had to take a 2-week training just to learn how to double clutch. He credits his longevity at FCPS to his 25 years driving kindergarten students to and from Canterbury Woods. I really enjoyed my K-Kids. They always kept me smiling, he says. David even played Santa for them one year. After Canterbury, he went to Woodson High School, where he remained until his retirement. All the best to you in your retirement, David.
And our final honoree this evening, Linda Huber.
Linda's career in transportation began as a school bus attendant in 1978. From there, she progressed through the ranks, working as a bus driver supervisor for the special education department, and then as a transportation supervisor. Working on the buses allowed her to raise her 2 daughters, both of whom went on to their own rewarding careers, one as a wound care nurse and the other a respiratory therapist. Congratulations, Linda.
Thank you, Marty. And thank you to all of our retirees. Your contributions to the students of Fairfax County and your fellow staff members deserve thanks beyond what we can adequately express. We've been privileged to call you colleagues, and we hope that you take with you many good memories and great friendships. Thank you for all you have done. You will truly be missed. Please, one more round of applause. Well, it's been a fun evening. You don't often get to see a large letter almost fall on the superintendent. But more importantly, we don't often get to celebrate the service and success we've experienced this evening. To our retirees, we wish you the very best in all that is ahead of you. However, don't forget about us. I am always looking for good subs. Once again, congratulations and thank you. Good night.